All right. If you insist, I'll give you my autograph. It's always a pleasure to meet a fan.
You look... You look familiar, but I don't want an autograph.
Don't be ridiculous. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm sure you've seen the home shopping program, Tanaka's Amazing Commodities, yes? Allow me to introduce myself.
I don't recall, but aren't you supposed to hand things like business cards with two hands and not one? And also be receiving it with two hands? That might just be me though. Or maybe it's a different country that practices that. Anyways, the man handed me a business card. It says Tanaka, President and CEO.
That's right. I'm Tanaka himself. Surely you've heard the name. I'm afraid I can't offer any returns on your 40,000 yen, but I've autographed my business card for you. Hold on to that. It'll be worth a pretty penny in a year or so. And with that, I must be going. That little brat. Doesn't he realize he's in the presence of a star?
Still right here.
Especially mine. Should have squeezed a few more payments out of him.
Looks like he's talking about me. No shit. Yo, dumbass, right here.
Huh? What do you want? Quit disturbing me. Get out of here. Shoo. You overheard me talking to myself just now, didn't you? You'll forget it ever happened if you know what's good for you. I belong to a powerful talent agency. I'm practically a celebrity. I have an image to maintain. Don't even think about telling someone that I took your money or called you a little brat, capiche?
Oh, whatever you say.
Don't get cute with me. You think you can get away with anything with that pretty face of yours? Oh, silly me. I've let you in on my little secret, haven't I? Don't tell anyone, okay? Please, I'll lick your shoes clean if you want me to.
I don't care.
So, you won't tell anyone, right? You better be ready to cross your heart and hope to die if you're lying to me. A verbal agreement is a form of contract, and if you breach it, I'll sue your pants off. I've got your adorable little face etched into my memory.
He seems to have taken an interest in me. I'm now acquainted with Tanaka, the producer of a home shopping TV show.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create the persona of the Devil Archon.
You're a diamond in the rough, my boy. All you need is a little polishing, and you'll sparkle. I often take my breaks here. I'd be happy to mold your young mind whenever you wish.
Parting ways with President Tanaka, I decided to return to the dorm.
My schedule is so terribly packed. I don't usually have time for your average Joe, you know. You should be glad you're such a handsome boy. All right, let's add a new word to our vocabulary today. Repeat after me. Placebo. The stress is on the middle syllable.
Placebo.
Very good. You're feigning interest well. A placebo is a pretend pill. Basically, it's a medicine to give you peace of mind. Imagine this. A supplement to eliminate those unsightly love handles without lifting a finger. Or a car navigation system that uses real-time image data to make your commute all the smoother. Or at least make it feel that way. These are just a fraction of our unique line of products.
Can you even sell those?
Well, of course I can. In fact, I sell them all the time. Our business doesn't provide tangible benefits. It provides peace of mind. Take emergency supplies, for example. People feel safe just because they have them, don't they? As it turns out, the more money people spend, the better they feel. Now then, that's it for today's lesson. You can pay me back when you make your first million.
Received somewhat questionable advice from President Tanaka. I understand him a little better now.
Have you been keeping your promise? You didn't tell anyone, did you? If you go back on your word, you might be surprised to find your profile suddenly on an internet dating site. Today, I'll tell you a funny story. These days, even a grade schooler knows how to buy stocks online. How about you? Interested in stock trading?
Well, maybe a little.
That's the spirit. If you keep all your money in the bank, your modest gains will be offset by outrageous fees. Don't let the fear of bankruptcy dissuade you. It pays to be aggressive in the management of your assets. My company just went public on the stock exchange. Since our sales were skyrocketing, we decided to sell shares. And guess what? The number of shareholders skyrocketed too. Now listen, this is the funny part. The majority of our shareholders are also our customers. They keep buying more of our products, so of course the stock will rise. Isn't that hysterical? You should learn to appreciate the irony. I'm thinking of offering you a job, so you should come up with some stories of your own.
Received the passionate advice from President Tanaka. I understand him a little better now.
Have you been keeping your promise? You didn't tell anyone, did you? If you go back on your word, I'll find out where you live and ring the doorbell every night. Today's lesson is called, "The smaller the dog, the louder the bark." Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see through people's bathing suits at the beach?
Sure have, I guess.
My, I don't think I've ever seen you this enthusiastic. Consumers might be persuaded by such candor. We could position you as the boy next door. Our company ran an ad in adult magazines proposing a special filter for digital cameras. Simply attach it to your camera and voila! Start peeping! Undress them with your camera's eye, it says. It's been selling like hotcakes. In fact, it's our #1 seller. Unfortunately, customers have been complaining that it doesn't work. I told my staff to just ignore them. Nowhere does it guarantee that you'll be able to see anything. What are they gonna do? Tell everyone their creepy plan didn't work out? Sorry, bucko. By the
That's
way,
fair.
try to cut back on the donut cupcakes, huh? I have an idea for an ad campaign. Women would go crazy over a handsome young man in swim trunks. You'd be perfect for the job.
And Tanaka seems to trust me. I understand him a little better now.
Have you been keeping your promise? You didn't tell anyone, did you? If you go back on your word, I'll edit your face into the most obscene material I can find. So, today we'll talk about... I just can't concentrate. I get so worked up when I picture his face.
Whose face?
One of my employees. Maybe I should have seen it coming. There was a young man who was working for me. A hard worker, graduated from a distinguished private university. But this month he couldn't meet his sales quota, so I docked his pay. Self-confidence went down the drain. Then, just stopped coming to work.
What happened to him?
He's probably cooped up in his home or something now. None of my business. I just mailed him a letter of termination. COD. It's his fault the company's in the red this month. I've wasted so many resources. All those expenses for training, hardware, facilities, labor costs. Oh, it makes me sick just thinking about the net losses. Ugh.
All about the money.
Of course it is. I love money. Money won't betray me like he did. It's difficult growing up with no money. Can't even afford shoes for gym class, you know? Barefoot in the winter is torture. I've been thinking, how would you like to model exclusively for my company? Your innocent appearance would be a perfect camouflage for the ugly realities of business. Think about it, will ya? Join me, and you'll never have to worry about being shoeless in PE.
Tanaka is starting to open up to me. I understand him a little better now.
Better get going. We're short-staffed now, so I'll have to reevaluate the budget for next month. If I decide to hire someone new, their training is going to cost a fortune. Just the other day, my high school organized a class reunion.
Sounds fun, I guess.
I had a splendid time. I laughed just thinking about it. I doubt you'd understand how I feel since you're still in high school, but a class reunion is a very important event. It's the perfect opportunity to show everyone how pathetic their lives turned out. Like that cad who made fun of me for eating plain rice, or the ingrate who threw my holy socks in the trash. Now, they both look at me with envy. What they make in a year, I make in a month. My business is doing great, and I'd say I have a satisfying private life as well. Let me take you under my wing as our exclusive model. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't think I would extend this offer to just anyone.
President Tanaka is opening up to me. I understand him a little better now.
Oh, remember that 40,000 yen you gave me? I'd say you've gotten your money's worth at this point. My time is worth at least 100,000 yen per hour, you know. Just think of all the free advice I've given you. You can thank me later.
Right.
Before I enlighten you today, well, you notice anything different about me?
Not really, but I guess just not to piss all over it. Sort of.
Ooh, so you can tell? I had my hair revitalized. Doesn't it look healthier now?
No.
It's quite a hassle, but appearances are a big part of the job in my line of work. That said, I'm the total opposite at home. I dress like a slob and only shower every 3 days. Let me come up with an analogy. Vegetables! Perfect! Imagine an organically grown cucumber that looks all deformed. Compare that to a cucumber that looks perfect, but was grown using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Which one do you think the supermarket would rather stock?
That's pretty simple. The one that looks good.
That's the simple truth. Awkwardly shaped cucumbers don't pack together very well, so stores prefer straight ones. Taste and safety aren't even a consideration. They'll carry cucumbers that even pests wouldn't eat. So, why do consumers still buy these cucumbers when they know the truth? Simple. People trust what they see. The world is governed more by appearances than realities. That's why, as much as I hate spending money, I buy expensive ties to win people's trust. Wait, you know what I just said earlier? The part about me dressing like a slob and not showering every day. Don't you dare tell anyone. I can't afford to have people start believing I'm ordinary. I only admitted it to you personally. No one else has a clue, okay? Just a reminder, do not tell a soul. If you break your promise, well, I guess I can trust you. Run along now. I'm used to being accosted by people, but recently I had an interesting encounter. It was a young man, not much older than you. Do you know what he said to me? He said, "Thank you."
Why would he say that?
I'm not proud of this or anything, but I couldn't care less what our customers think. Don't you know who I am? I'm the president of a company that sells fake products. But then he told me he quit his part-time job and was going to study to become a public prosecutor. He wants to punish businessmen like me for bending the rules. He said I was an example of a negative role model, even though I wasn't aware of it. Maybe I'm overreacting, but what if he does become a public prosecutor and puts me behind bars? I suppose that means I wouldn't be able to give you my advice anymore.
Why would you care? President Tanaka looks torn. I understand him a little better now.
My shareholders ought to take a leaf out of that boy's book. Apparently, kids these days aren't as naive as we thought. The other day, a woman came to my office asking for a donation. Quite the looker, I might add. In fact, she was very much my type. But no matter how attractive she was, I was repulsed by her dedication to charity work.
You're not gonna donate?
If I say no, the tabloids are gonna tear me to shreds. Why should I have to give my hard-earned money to a bunch of freeloaders? I pulled myself up out of squalor to get where I am today. I wanted to get back at the ones who used to laugh at me. That's what I always dreamed of, anyway. But, to tell you the truth, now I have too much money. Profits are booming. I'm so busy, I don't have time to spend a yen of it. Maybe I should train someone to take my place. I could teach them my business philosophy and management techniques. It'd be a carbon copy of me. It would probably cost me a fortune, but if it works, then it's easy living. How would you feel about being adopted? Only joking. People would get funny ideas if I took in a child as old as you.
President Tanaka looks selfish on the surface, but he seems to care about me deep down. I understand them a little better now. Alright. Rank 9.
Donate for the sake of the less fortunate, huh? I've decided to make a donation. They're raising money to help orphans in foreign countries. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. It's a long-term investment. Children who learn to cope with adversity are more likely to become rich and famous, like me. I'm thinking of donating 10 million yen. Not a corporate donation, but a private one. When I told them over the phone, they sent me this.
President Tanaka handed me a piece of paper. It looks like a thank you letter from the charity group.
I received it the very next day. Guess I can't back out now.
Yep.
10 million yen is nothing to me, though. Once those children grow up and become successful, I'll introduce myself to them. I'll say, I'm the one who made all this possible. Then I'll be well taken care of in my old age. If it wasn't for our conversations, I probably wouldn't have considered this. By talking to you, I seem to have developed an interest in watching others mature. Thank you for that. Actually, I should be thanking myself for so wisely taking note of this.
Asshole. But you're welcome. Beneath his selfish demeanor, I can tell he really appreciates me. I feel like I fully understand him now.
I am thou. Thou art I. The bond thou hast nurtured hath finally matured. The innermost power of the devil arcana hath been set free. We now bestow upon thee the ultimate form of the devil within thyself.
You can now fuse Beelzebub or Beelzebub, the Lord of Hell.
You can keep that letter. 10 million yen. I worked myself to the bone for that money. And all I have to show for it is that piece of paper. But it's not a bad feeling.
Exactly. Doesn't need to be grandiose. So something like this is just, goes to show, I guess.
I'll be going now. The paparazzi could be anywhere. If any one of them were to find out, my brilliant plan would be ruined. Oh, by the way, about that exclusive modeling contract, I've decided to pass on that deal. Rather, it's your fault for sending me mixed messages. Anyway,
Bitch.
Quit associating with shady middle-aged men like me, and find what truly makes you happy.
That is a good message, though.
Bye forever.